to encourage you to participate in this video series, this teaching video series on the Tree of Life that I am going to be doing. I would like to say that this is foundational. This is our Hebraic foundational starting point, in my opinion, for making the whole word of Elohim, the Torah, make sense. This is what our older brother Judah has kept in the house, and it is time now for the house of Judah, us returning Ephraimites, to go back, build on the foundation that was always there. You cannot make anything up. It's already established. I'd like to say what we're going to be doing, if you've been following, and a prerequisite for getting into this video series would be to listen to my two-part teaching series on PARDS, which is an acronym which represents the Hebraic way of rightly dividing scripture. There is a way. It's already coded, classified. All the rabbis understood this. We need to do it to get it and do it this way. We're going to deal with the R and the S of this. This is the hint. We're going to take the hint. Elohim has been giving us tons of hints. We're going to get the hint this time, and we're going to get down to the S, the sod level of understanding, where we will be able to understand the secrets of Elohim, which are coming out. Everything's coming into the light. So if you want to be part of the process, we need to take the hint, and we need to get down to understanding what the secrets are of Elohim, that we can tell the nations, which is going to make the crooked places straight and is going to bring such glory and light to the world. And it is going to finally make the knowledge of Elohim cover the earth as the waters cover the sea. Now, we're going to start. This is it. Knowledge. All right. There is a starting place. All right. The word is very logical, linear, organized. And this is what is very exciting for people who like everything neat and tidy. We're going to get knowledge, because it says, even us, House of Ephraim, returning elect, the ecclesia that have been called out over these last 2,000 years, we can be part of being kings and priests in the millennial kingdom with the Mashiach. All right? So this is foundational. But if you want to be a priest, Malachi 2:7 says, for the priest's lips, what comes out of his mouth, should keep knowledge. In other words, it needs to only be knowledge. All right, it's already, we can't make anything up. It's already established. And they should seek the law of Torah. So it's a double-edged. This is what we've kind of lost. It's two-sided. You have to have knowledge and you have to know Torah. There's the law, but there is the knowledge. There is a whole sense, and this is with a secret. A lot of this knowledge is in the mystery level. This is what we're going after. He is a messenger of Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts, Adonai Sabaoth. All right. So we're going to start with knowledge. We're going to get wisdom. We're going to get understanding. We're going to be able to speak as Torah sages right up there with our brother Judah, to be part of the process of the whole unification, the whole reunification, the whole house of Israel. We're all going to start speaking the same pure language. So on that note, it's going to be very exciting. Come into the class. We're going to have a great time, and Yahweh will be very pleased as his priests come home. Welcome back to this series on the Tree of Life. I want to take a moment to, many of you may have already heard me discourse a lot on this perspective, but I want to reiterate one more time. For those who still might be a little bit on the fence, all right, not quite sure, I want to try to, again, impart some understanding that might put you on a sure foundation, the Tree of Life. So there's a Proverb 25:11. It says, a word well spoken is like apples of gold in a silver dish. Now, I learned early on, that is such a coded on, what are they talking about? Apples of gold in a silver dish, all right? This is a perfect example of how a concept of theology and understanding, a secret, whatever you want to call it, is encoded. So the Rambam, Maimonides, all right, in his Guide for the Perplexed, interprets this proverb. In essence, he says the silver dish, all right, is the literal text of Torah. In other words, if you're familiar with parts, it is the Peshat level, all right? There's a level of understanding. It is called the written Torah. The apples of gold are the secrets held within the silver dish of the Torah text, all right? There have always been two levels of understanding. There has always been what is known as knowledge, dot knowledge, and there has always been what's known as Torah, the law. And the house of Judah have kept this going parallel, this information. It's like looking at two sides of the same coin. That's why in parts, let me just say, which is the acronym for the Jewish exegesis on how you rightly divide the word of Elohim. You have this literal level understanding. Nobody's denying it. But you have hints, and that's what I'm all about. That's what this series is. Taking the hint and getting down to the sod level, the deeper mystical, mystery, secret level understanding. This isn't a secret. It's just that it's not, you just don't, it's like you just don't give it out to children. It's not like something that, that's right, don't throw your pearls before swine. These are the pearls, all right? D in the middle is the drash. This is the Torah. This is what I am not a drash teacher. I don't teach halakha by and large. All right. So understanding these nuances is very important. We're dealing in this series with the remez and the sod. All right. I'm not dealing with the halakha, but that is totally part of the package deal. In order to be pleasing to Yah, if you love me, you will obey my commandments. All right. So that is not, that is a whole piece of the puzzle. So, but to get back to this, so you have this silver dish is the literal text of Torah. It is called the written Torah. But the apples of gold are the secrets held within the dish of the Torah text. This is what is known as the oral Torah. All right? This is foundational. This is true. This is the way the rabbis, the sages, our prophets, our patriarchs, our scribes, our priests have understood this all along, and we need to understand this from this POV. Now, I will tell you gold and silver. Gold represents Beta, silver is Hokbah down here again, Gevera. When you understand, and we'll go through this in the series, the Tree of Life, these things represent, gold is not an arbitrary thing. Gold is used very specifically. It's encrypted, meaning there's many levels of meaning. And one of its major meanings, it refers to Chokmah and Bina. Get wisdom, get understanding. Hey, buy silver and gold. You're saying the same thing, okay? So it says here, thousands of years ago, this is Maimonides. He's one of the greatest, medieval rabbinic sages, all right? And I hope you are not afraid anymore with what the house of Judah has kept in the house for us, all right? So this is old. This is ancient knowledge. I'm not telling you anything that isn't ancient, but we're supposed to be going back to the ancient past, the ancient wisdom, the ancient understanding, okay? So he says, thousands of years ago, we learned that there are subtleties in the text that expand the meaning way beyond its simple. What he just said is there's parts, there's literal levels. Abraham was a real guy who lived. He's a patriarch. He's a father of it. But his life is an archetype of some very deep spiritual wisdom and understanding. All right. All right, so he said in the closing speech that Moshe gave to the people, he said, if you want to see the fingerprint of Elohim in the universe, consider the days of old, the years of the many generations. What he said, go back to the beginning, go back, this is the whole point, to the ancient of days, to the foundational understanding that actually comes to us through Adam, through Enoch, through Shem, through Abraham, and into the nation and into Moshe. All right, there is a whole very linear line that we can follow and we can trust, but we have to go back to and start really at the beginning. All right, consider the days of old. Now, a couple more quotes I want to give you because it's very important to understand. this has always been there. But when Ephraim, or let's say that the Gentile Christians, as they developed, severed themselves from the house of Judah, severed themselves from their Jewish brethren who had all this information in the house, stopped learning Hebrew, stopped reading the Old Testament and its Hebraic understanding, and learning from the Torah scholars and sages who had all this, they just sort of, we left and we started making stuff up. All right, that day is done. This is what it talks about. We're like knowledge shelling, we're getting a bigger, we're understanding where we have gone off, we've fallen out of the boat. We got to get back on the boat. All right. Woe to the sinners who consider the Torah as merely worldly tales or just literal stories, and many people end up denigrating the word of Elohim. They're like, Adam, even the story in the garden and the serpent, Eve eating an apple. What does that mean? Like, oh my God, these are so highly encoded, allegorically packed, parabolically packed understandings of the ancient dot knowledge of what happened. All right. What happened in the garden? Well, something really did happen. All right. Now, so woe to people who consider Torah just as mere worldly tales and who only see and this is how it's developed, as the outer garment. All right. Happy are the righteous who fix their gaze on Torah proper. You understand, you have wisdom, you have knowledge, you have wisdom and understanding which form what's called dot knowledge. All right. That's Torah proper. Wine, and I'll tell you right, wine is a code word for, again, this is how it's all coded. So wine is a code word for understanding. All right, understanding, bina, wine. Okay, chokmah is referred to as, and another way they do this is wine, oil and wine. Oil, get oil in your lamp, get wisdom. All right. Get understanding. I mean, how many ways does the text have to tell us this? Let's get the hint already, okay? So it says the wine, which is a code word for understanding, cannot be kept in a jar. So the Torah needs an outer garment. What this means is these are the stories and narratives, the Pashat level of understanding, the P here, okay? But it behooves us to penetrate them. This is a quote from the Zohar, all right? If you need to know, it's from the third volume of the Zohar and tractate 152a, okay? But the point, this has always been known by Judah, all right? That's why they have a hard time with us, our Gentile theologies. They're so watered down at this point, okay? The student must understand that Kabbalistic language is highly cryptic and encrypted and encoded. It parts, all right? It is done deliberately. Listen to my 2-part series on parts on my YouTube channel, all right? One cannot just pick up the Zohar or other ancient, and this is a pseudographic or apocalyptic writings. You ever tried to read, that's why the book of Enoch is an apocalyptic writing. It's all written in code. The book of Revelation is an encrypted apocalyptic work. These are things you need to understand. Ever tried to read it? One of my favorite is the Apocalypse of Abraham. I mean, I love it, but it is so encoded. That's what started cluing me in the beginning to this process. So one cannot just pick up the Zohar or other ancient writings and read them and understand them. See, this is what a lot of people don't understand, all right? Understanding a mystical text is not done the way one reads the Talmud, all right? Or studies the Halakha, the law, okay? Understanding a mystical text, you do not do it with rational logic and analytic learning. It's a whole different part of your brain. You understand? This is representing a left brain and a right brain. If you want to get that, now it's in the middle. You got to make them work together, all right? It's not just analytical and linear, all right? It comes from being prepared by years of studying and living Torah. So what I said in the beginning, there are 2 parts to this. There is the knowledge, which is knowledge refers to dot, which refers to the highest level of understanding, which includes the secrets and the mysteries, and Torah, which is usually a word that references the halakha, the law. There are two pieces to this puzzle, all right? It comes, and you can only get to this level of knowledge by deep study, all right? That's why Kabbalah was sort of always reserved for the more, and I'll use the word quote unquote elite in the sense of people who just stuck with the program and learned until they could get and penetrate this deep level of understanding. You cannot teach higher level calculus to a child. I mean, just let's be logical. This part, the child is not equipped. They don't have the tools. They don't have the mental reasoning processes. They don't have the whole backload of information to get to that point. This is the point. To get to that knowledge, you do have to have enough background information to be able to follow, to track now, because you're going way up high in the mind of Elohim. All right, we're supposed to have the mind of Christ. Well, let's get there. The anointing. It comes from being prepared by years of study and living the Torah lifestyle. In other words, and also this understanding, he doesn't share this really with sinners. You need to be holy. You need to keep the law, and you need to have wisdom. All right, this is a foundational formula. One cannot come out of a pagan religion worldview and quickly study the Kabbalistic text. So again, I hope if you're here, this is not a class for babies. I am teaching meat. There's nothing wrong with being a baby and going through that stage, and enjoy it. All right, just totally enjoy it. Don't rush the process. You cannot rush the growth. The most beautiful growth is when it's done. Just let the whole season unfold and let its beauty just naturally manifest itself. All right, you will get there. But one must have their minds renewed by years of study in true Hebraic manner. Reading Christian commentaries and authors cannot help us or prepare us in understanding the ancient writings. All right, and this is something you just have to kind of bite the bullet and understand. Unfortunately, a lot of the what they call them, the doctors of the faith, Christianity, we became very Greek. We don't even understand and know how much our religion is really a Greek, Gnostic, okay, understanding, and it is not a Hebraic understanding, okay? This is a really important distinction. We have to go to the source and to those who have protected the Torah and its interpretations from the beginning, which is the older brother, which is Judah. All right. Now they might be a little upset right now because we seem to be, have all this favor, and there's a whole back, but we're getting to a place, my favorite verse in the whole Bible right now, Isaiah 11:13, that then we are in this season. So you got to understand, prophet Issachar. Let me make this one point. We would be considered the sons of Issachar. Issachar is a code word for the tribe who studied Torah. The Torah sages that came and the Torah schools that came out of the house of Issachar were excelled, almost unexcelled them, okay? But Issachar was one of the northern tribes. Issachar got dispersed to the nations, all right? So in other words, so if those who are coming back to this level of Torah knowledge, Torah understanding, you are representative in the sense of the tribe of Issachar again, establishing Torah schools, again, Torah understandings, academies. This is the concept that you can teach the nations, all right? Issachar is alive and well, all right, in my opinion, but it's a code word in the sense that we need to be able to get up to speed with our older brother and get on the same level intellectually and to be able to discourse and to discuss. And as we all come into this understanding, because they're coming into the understanding of Mashiach, believe me, it's prophet, it's going to happen, and it is happening. But we need to get up to speed on the foundational understanding that has always been in the house of Judah. And we're the ones who left. And now we are the ones who are getting grafted back in. So in this time, the jealousy of Ephraim will depart, and those who harass Judah will be cut off. Ephraim will not be jealous of Judah, and Judah will not harass Ephraim. This is beautiful. We're getting there. We are going to get there. And if you want to be part of the process, if you want to be a priest Remember, he says he's grafting us back into this people, the kings and priests of Elohim. Look up Malachi 2:7. Malachi says, for the priest's lips should keep knowledge. All right. In other words, your lips, what comes out of your mouth should be knowledge. All right. Not some made up Greek philosophy. I don't even want to get into it. We will get into it. You will see what I'm talking about if you just stick with it and just receive this level of knowledge. It says here, the priest's lips should keep knowledge. Look it up in the Hebrew. It is dot. It has a very specific, it is where wisdom and understanding come together and you can articulate. All right. You can really teach. You can share. You can speak with authority. That's what Yeshua did. That made him as a teacher different. He spoke with authority. And he's willing to give you that scepter of authority, but you've got to do it on his terms, with his understanding, all right? The tree of life, all right? He is the tree of life. So the priest's lips should keep knowledge. They should seek the Torah at his mouth. So it's two-folded. It is knowledge, and it is Torah. It's halakha and it's knowledge are two sides. This is a double-edged sword. For he, the priest, is the messenger of the Lord of hosts, or Adonai Sabaoth. All right, and we're going to go into it. So I'm trying to say these things to help take anybody's fears out of them so that they can follow along, they can relax. I always say greater is the Ruach HaKodesh. Greater is my connection to my Heavenly Mother, to understanding than the Spirit that's in the world. All right? I believe that the Father is good, and those who seek him with all their heart will find him. So enjoy this series on the Tree of Life, and we are pleasing. I believe we are pleasing to the Father together. Shalom.